Guys, if you're not playing Raid Shadow Legends, you're missing out. Raid might look complex, but once you know the basics, you will be summoning shards and beating bosses in no time. Here's a couple of tips to get you started. You have to focus on getting your starter champ to level 60 as quickly as possible. If you have a strong champion, they can help carry you through the campaigns and the dungeons and level up your other champions. Don't forget to join a clan to start fighting the clan boss or upgrade your artifacts. And remember, it's a rookie mistake to misuse skill tomes. This month, love is in the air, even in the world of Raid. New players can enjoy a special Valentine's Day themed adventure with the Raid Love Quest. All you need to do to get involved is to download Raid Shadow Legends from the links below. Copy your in-game player ID, then head to raidlovequest.plarium.com. Enter your player ID, then set out on this heartfelt quest running from February 14th to March 14th. Play the Valentine's-themed mini-games for a chance to win in-game and real-life prizes, including Valentine's Day-themed Raid Champions, and even Amazon gift cards worth up to $1,000. If you're an old Raid player, you can still share the love too. Use a special Valentine's code, St. Valentine 23. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen. You'll get unique bonuses worth $35, including free Epic Champion Jota. I have about had it with Francis Ngannou. I really have. I'm about done. And the thing that is angering me with Francis is he is such a gentleman. And I do not say this to be funny. I don't say this as a backhanded compliment. It's irritating. It's been irritating for some time. One very helpful thing, if you're in a role like mine, is to have a nemesis. It's a very important thing that you have, that somebody that does not like you and is willing to tell the world they don't, and you to not like them back with the same courage to come and tell the world. It's a very helpful thing. You can't manufacture it, though. Whether I like it or not, I'm a very charming and endearing guy, and most people do appreciate me as opposed to the other side, so I've got to seek it out at times. But I've done everything that I could do to get a little heat going with Francis. Not only can I not get it in my own accord, he has chosen to not be irritated by the words of Chael directly. I can't even insert myself somewhere else because everywhere I turn, Francis is being a gentleman. It's one thing when this whole fight started I did not see. I must tell you, I observed it very early on, but I just didn't think it would hold. I didn't think the guy in the nice suit, I didn't think the guy with the nice smile, I didn't think the big scary guy with all the muscles with the nice calm voice, I didn't think the guy that wasn't getting his way in a negotiation, watching the world go around him, who never made threats, he never used profanity, he never even screamed at anybody. He stayed very calm, said that he wanted more, wasn't crystal clear on what more was, said he wanted to do something different, wasn't crystal clear on what different was. But he was polite the whole time. And Francis came out. And this is damn near where I threw my hands up. I was on an airplane last night, right? I've been in New York with Ariel and Andrew Schultz. What a pleasure, both of those guys. What a pleasure that was. And we were building up some hype, if you will, for the kickoff of Bellator MMA. They're getting ready to do this lightweight Grand Prix. They're going to kick that off on March 10th. And in the opening round, the quarterfinal bout is actually going to be for the World Championship because Nurmagomedov's bringing it opposite Benson Henderson. We're going out, we're telling everybody it's going to be on Showtime, right? I realize I just give the plug for it, but I'm sharing, like, that's what we were doing, going around town and doing this. Flying home, a little bit of delay because of snow. Now I'm going to be on an airplane for about 7.5 hours. Airplane for 7.5 hours for a guy my size is a highly uncomfortable situation. And I'm trying to pass the time by reading the dirt sheets. And Francis Ngannou weighed in on Jon Jones. Now, Francis versus Jon, come on, right? We'll do this over here sometimes where there'll be a fight so big that we'll say that's the biggest fight that our industry can make. And a lot of times that's a co-promote. I mean, a lot of times that's Fedor versus Brock Lesnar, and we just don't know how we're going to get Fedor over here versus Brock, but we realize that that's the match to make. Just to offer you an example. A number of years ago, we talked about it very openly, the biggest fight our industry could make, and it would have been George Masvidal versus Conor McGregor, right? The time has now changed, but I'm offering you an example that Jon Jones versus Francis Ngannou still and right now appears to be the largest fight that our industry could put together. And Francis weighed in on it, and Francis said, I do not dislike Jon. Jon has multiple personalities, so I don't always know which one I'm dealing with. But of all of his different personalities, I actually like all of them. This was so disappointing for me. This was a knife going into the fan part of my heart. I just got a knife put in it. I love that he called him multiple personalities. I love that it's accurate, right? See, that's where it's not trash talk. You're insulting a guy, you're talking some shit, but you're not making it up. Jon's got a lot of personalities, right? He's got it really kind of depends on the mood that he's in. Francis called this out. There's not a lot of people that can do anything about it. Jon, you don't like his personalities? What are you going to do about it? Many men have tried to stop and change Jon. Those many men came up short. Francis might be the one that could give him an attitude adjustment on the top of his head. But he's not irritated by him. As a matter of fact, he said that he and Jon could have been on the same side. He didn't elaborate what that side was. I feel as though I can guess, and I feel as that you guys know. But this nice gentleman, Francis, I thought it was an act. I thought it would wear down. I thought he was getting it right for a period of time, but eventually it's going to backfire. Eventually he's going to break out. He's going to lash out. He's going to have enough. He's going to have heard enough things from people like me talking about him behind his back that he's going to break, but he never did. He stayed polite. Everybody seems to like him. I don't know that Tyson Fury has somebody that can make up a sport and come up with some money and get them together, but I do know that Tyson would like to do that with him, and the same thing goes on with Deontay Wilder. I don't know that Deontay Wilder has the backing and has support, has the loyalty within this industry to get somebody to take a chance on him, but I know that Deontay would like, if he had that opportunity, to share it with Francis. And I think that these guys not only see a massive feather in the cap if you can be one of the few men alive to deal with Francis Ngannou in unarmed combat and come out on top, but moreover, I think that they like him because he's a gentleman. It makes it very hard for me to cover him. But that might just be the case. We might just have a really nice guy here that wants to go and try something else that isn't MMA. We can band together to try to stop him, or we can tell the really nice guy, good luck.